come back to you a little bit later, but right now I want to check in with Chris Higgins, who is on the scene following some police officers. Chris, what is going on?
We are pulling back into the Walmart at Somerset Terrace and Newhall's Ferry. We were just behind the lines, if you will, where the police had everything shut off, and about 15 of them were at West Florissant and Somerset Terrace where the Walmart where shots were fired a while ago. And all of a sudden, 15, 20 police cars just tore out of there, and we were getting ready to head in that general direction. Now it looks like it's up by the Renaissance Center and Shoe Carnival area that we're heading right now. We had heard that there was at one point, it might be actually where Bobby was located at that time, where there had been, there were quite a few arrests that had been made, and they needed assistance trying to get those folks processed, but we're not sure if that's where we're headed right now. We're just kind of following at this point to see where this takes us.
Chris, are you still in Ferguson?
Yes, we're very much in Ferguson. In fact, we're right, you know where we were earlier out in front of the Walmart? That's where the shots were fired while we were on the air. We are just in the upper parking lot from that area. I don't want to get a whole lot more specific because I'm not sure what exactly we're coming to, and I don't want to alert anybody who might want to run from the cops. So we're trying to be a little discreet about this at this point. But it looks like we're now pulling up at the Shoe Carnival right along.
I counted 5 people in custody.
Okay, it sounds like.
Hey,
Bobby's
Chris.
got
Yeah,
some-
let's check back in with Bobby. Bobby, what do you have going on, sir?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I just counted. They brought at least 4 or 5 individuals out of this store. So a pretty good arrest here with the police activity that they were able to at least take 4 or 5 individuals into custody. But just in the last minute on the police scanner, I understand the cell phone business at Hall Ferry and Chambers is getting looted at this point. So I'm sure these officers will go for jump in their cars and head to that. So just it hasn't stopped yet. It's maybe slowed down just a tad, but we still have looting going on here in the Ferguson area.
Yeah, and the thing about it, Bobby, is there may still be looters inside the store, hiding out, waiting for the police to make the arrest and take these individuals into custody and leave so that they can leave.
That's right. Yeah, just I noticed, like I mentioned earlier, the individuals that own this cell phone store here have come and are actually sitting in their cars in front of their store to keep anyone else from trying to enter their store and steal merchandise. But right now, it looks like the situation under control here at the Hibbett Sports store in North County.
All right, Bobby, thank you. I appreciate it. I want to check in now with Chris Higgins, I believe. Chris, is this your shot at the Carnival Shoe Store?
Yes, it is, Shirley. Whoops, sorry, I just dipped the camera a little bit. It looks like employees are here on the scene now. The officers moved on to a different location. We are at the Shoe Carnival, just up from the Walmart. This is, geographically, it's pretty much right off the interstate at not at Newhall's Ferry, at New Florissant and 270. And you can see all of the debris. I'm going to zoom in a little tighter here, and you'll get a really good idea of just how trashed the front end of the store is. The doors are broken in, and there are shoes, shoe boxes just littered all throughout the store. It looks, I know I'm a weather guy covering a news story here, so pardon the metaphor. It's not intended to be funny. It truly does look like a tornado blew through this building. It's very similar to types of stuff that we see after a tornado in terms of damage. It's just stuff strewn all over the place very chaotically inside the building.
And these are employees, Chris. Is this the first time you've seen employees come out tonight at some of these
businesses? My guess is these are employees who came to the scene afterwards. I don't think these were folks who were here when it hit. I think they may have been called in because they're not in uniform. Charlie Marlowe's been out here with me, tag teaming this with me. He's going to go up there and just ask him, and we're going to find out here for you real quick.
Okay. I tell you, they have a big job, a lot of cleanup ahead of them.
Oh my goodness, and sorting out, because it is a crime scene. It's a crime scene, and that's one of the things the officers, we're constantly mindful of. Anywhere there's stuff that's been brought out of these buildings, that's a crime scene. There's a gigantic, maybe a 5-mile by 5-mile crime scene essentially that covers this entire city up here. where investigators are going to be tracking down, trying to, the best they can, where items were taken, where they came from. You can see Charlie is out right now talking with probably a guy I'm going to assume is the manager. And if we can get him to come over here and talk, I don't know if he'll be allowed to talk or if he wants to talk, but and just tell us what they're seeing inside. But I mean, there is, just a little while ago where we were down by past Chambers, further south along 70, and the deputy that we spoke to, I think it was the assistant chief actually, told me that he said, as bad as it is in places up and down here, I think he took some of my video from Zeiser Automotive too earlier, where that's the best shot I've got right there, right end of the floor. You get an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Charlie, go ahead and tell him. I'm going to hand the phone off to Charlie.
Sure. All right.
How you doing, Shirley? I was just talking with the man here who works at the store. He said the store was closed at Shoe Carnival once everything started, so they were called in afterwards. He said the looters threw a couple car batteries through the windows. You can actually, I don't know if Chris can show it over to the left, you can see the car battery. One of them sitting on the sidewalk outside. And he said it's just, obviously really bad in there. Hundreds of pairs of shoes, he said, were stolen. And you can probably see just there's all kinds of socks and shoes all over the place. On the other side, you can see, a huge window, probably a window that's, let's say, 4 feet by 4 feet, broken into, like I said, through a car battery through the window to get in here at the Shoe Carnival.
All right, Charlie, thank you for that update. I appreciate it. Let's check back in with Bobby Hughes. Bobby, I understand several people are in custody.
That's right. The county conveyance van that hauls these individuals off to the jail has just picked up 4 or 5 individuals here from the sporting goods store, as police do have this situation under control here. A large contingent of officers, but as you saw first on the Mazda Roadrunner, when there was only just 2 officers here as they entered that store and took these suspects into custody. So we've stayed on this, and this is the ending to this as these officers plan to disperse. I believe the store owner maybe has showed up, but there's little they can do to try to stop this wave of looters that continue to come around in this area.
From VOA Learning English, this is the Agriculture Report in Special English. A researcher who helped make crops grow in dry areas has received this year's World Food Prize. Daniel Hillel was recognized for his work in developing what is called micro-irrigation or drip irrigation. It has made farming possible in places where there is little rainfall. Watering plants drop by drop has changed agriculture by reducing the amount of water needed to grow crops. Jan Hopmans, a researcher with the University of California at Davis, studies water-related issues in society. He says farmers now depend on drip irrigation in many areas, including vineyards in Spain, onion fields in Africa, and even farms in the United States. He says California grows about 50% of the fruits and vegetables for the continental United States, and he adds that is possible because of drip and micro-irrigation techniques. The World Food Prize Foundation says Daniel Hillel was born in California at the beginning of the Great Depression. After his father died, his mother moved the family to Palestine, where her parents lived. The area eventually became part of the State of Israel. Daniel Hillel got his start in dryland farming as a settler in Israel's Negev desert in the 1950s. Desert farmers were not able to send water through irrigation canals to their crops the way farmers have since ancient times. So, Daniel Hillel and others used the drip method to give plants just enough of what they needed right where they needed it. A plastic tube is often used to send water right to the base of trees or other crops. The method worked so well that